Hi, I'm David Vickery. Welcome to Uncle Dave's Woodshop. Today we've got a guest presenter, Bruce Wood, often known as Bahat. And Bruce, what are you going to be doing today?
Doing a one-piece, what we call a Bic pen.
Put my safety glasses on and I'll leave you to it.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Right, firstly we start with a blank, minimum 20mm square, and normally I'm around about 22.5, ripped out of a bit of 45mm. And by 180mm long, we have a bit of remove. So the normal process for turning wood between centres, we use an awl and put an awl mark in each end. As I said, it doesn't have to be bang on. We're using a small set of stab centres, which are great because of the teeth which bite into the end of the timber. And also we have to turn the end of this bit of timber down to something a little bit bigger than that diameter, where a normal drive would be far too big. So the drive centre in the head, the live centre in the tailstock, bit of pressure, not too much, lock it up, bring the tool rest up to just below halfway, not halfway, just below centre. Lathe speed, 2.5 to 3,000 revs. You got to remember this is a small diameter, and the smaller the diameter, the faster you have to turn. Firstly, we will take the spindle roughing gouge, a smaller one of the set. To start with, we will rough the blank down, starting at the end to avoid any big splinters, and work our way back. So basically round. On this end we're going to eventually have a Morse taper number 2. So we'll take that down to about 20mm. Then we'll start reducing the blank for the pen. Just get rid of the bulk of the timber. Make sure that's nice and round. Next one is I have a 18mm open ender, which I have ground. I have firstly cut the top edge back and sharpened it, and have also cut the curve off the bottom to make it flat, so when it's going in on the tool rest, it's on a flat surface, not on a shaped surface. Okay, so again, speed at 3,000. And just gently bring it down onto the timber. So now we have an 18mm diameter spigot on there. Then we take the skew chisel and just put a very small taper on it, near enough to our number 2 Morse taper. Remove the blank, remove the drive out of the head. Fit that into the headstock. Bring our live centre up. Reduce the speed down to about 1,000 revs. Lock the tailstock and gently push it into the headstock. So basically, the bit of wood is now spinning on centre. So what we do next is we have a 3.5mm twist drill and a handle, and the drill is about 135mm protruding out of the block. So that is the depth of hole I'm going to drill. It's important we hold this in line with the shaft. I put my hand, basically, I bring the tailstock up so there's only a small gap there, and so I put my hand around the tailstock, around the stem centre, and sort of in line, and just gently push it. This is a fairly slow process. I do about 12 ins and outs and withdrawals. Basically, I push it where the flute is shown on the twist drill, just take it in to one. Quite often you've got to tap on a bit of metal or something just to knock the shavings off it. Don't over push it, because it's possible the drill will wander and come outside. I was doing some Pudakara the other day, and it was about 50% of them failed, and obviously the grain wasn't dead straight. The drill will want to slightly run the grain. Full length, remove it. Next one is take a 4mm drill and drill a hole 10mm, 15mm deep. I find it's just easy to put the drill there, let it sort of spin, just gently grip it. Oh, that hole is fairly critical. You don't want to make it too big because the refill that goes in there will be slightly sloppy. Ways of solving that. If I'm doing multiple pens, which I often do, I would actually remove this out of the headstock and go on and do the next one. So I've got them all the blanks pre-drilled, and then once I've got them pre-drilled, I will put the drive step center back in and use the original point on the end of the blank and then turn it between step centers. But seeing it's in the head now, it's all in line, I'm only doing one, we'll just leave the Morse taper in there. Next little trick is to take a 4mm rivet. If possible, get the rivets with a slightly longer shaft on like this one, and a pair of pliers, and just gently hold it and then knock the nail out. Rivet goes in the end of there. Live step center comes out because we want to be able to get to that rivet. Then we put standard live center in. A little bit of pressure, not a lot, because it's locked in there, it's all in line, everything's good. Also, one small thing is, if you're possible, try to have a tool rest that is sort of similar to the length of your work. Trying to do this with a standard tool rest that's 300mm long becomes a little bit harder. It pays to have multiple tool rests, doesn't it, Dave? So back to our speed of 3,000 revs. So now we're going to shape the pen, just a general taper down with the spindle gouge. I'll do the final shaping with the skew chisel. Always we've got to remember there's a hole in the middle of there, so don't get too carried away by taking it down too small. Finish the shaping of that. Now the tip end, that rivet is quite large. We need to take it down so it's about 5 to 6mm in diameter. The skew chisel does that, no problem at all. You don't want the tip too big, you don't want the refill sitting in there and a big chunk of wood at the end of it. So it's just a general 5 to 6mm. Next one is I make the pens 145 long. Put a small taper on the end of there, that's going to be the final top of the pen. Reduce the speed down to about 1,000 for sanding. Start at 120, most of you could start at 180, start at 120. Doesn't take much sanding. Good clean cut with the skew chisel. 180, 240, 320. Bit of sanding sealer. Now increase the speed again to up around 3,000 mark. Paper towel, dry the sanding sealer, get a bit of heat into it, just make it dry a bit quicker. We haven't got all day to, but just as a bit of a feature to the pen, we cut 3 little burn marks in. These are going to be put in with the Formica, the tip of the skew there. I'll just try to make it a little bit wider so the Formica fits into it. Formica sample, push it into there, bit of pressure till it smokes. Then a bit of 320 paper. Sometimes it raises the edges a bit. Then we get our wax. Polish I use just beeswax Londina oil. We're not looking for a high gloss finish or anything else. It's just the wax just gives the wood a nice soft feeling. Then I just run my hand over it. I don't know, it just seems to make it feel nice. You take the screw chisel again and part it off. So you've got to be careful when you part it off. You don't want any breakout in the very top end of the pen. So normally I take it down fairly small and part it off just a little bit further back. So I have a little bit of, I can remove later. When you remove that off the lathe, just be careful, the rivet does have a habit of falling out sometime. So that's the basic pen. Now to finish that part off, sharp knife, just remove a little piece there, take a sanding block and a bit of 240 paper, just give it a rub around, just tidy that up. Also on the tip end, just a very gentle rub on the sharp edge. Just a waxy rag, put a bit of wax around that bit of sanding, bit of wax on that end. Then we take what I classify as a Bic pen, and that's what originally we used to use as the Bic refills, but the Bic pens are no longer available. They're all sourced in New Zealand source. For a small fee, I'll tell you where that is. Now we've sourced New Zealand source, and we can get these refills now come down to 20 cents each, which is very reasonable. So just pull it out of the Bic pen, throw the pen away, insert that into the end, and technically it should be a snug fit. If it's not a snug fit, all you do is put a couple of drops of PVA glue around on there and just gently push it in and leave it. And the PVA glue will dry and makes it firm. But that, if you've got it all on centre and the 4mm drill goes nice and tidily, 4mm works. So that's the basic pen. Now for the finishing touches, I then put in the laser. I laser the timber on, if no one. If I don't know the timber, I don't laser it. Now these pens are made for our gift packs in our South Auckland Woodturners Guild. When your visitors come to the club, they get a gift pack which includes a pen, a sheet about the club, club history, application form to join the club, a bit about the NAW. So these pens originally were designed by one of our senior club members, Dick Beach. Dick went to a wood turning event in America many years ago, and they gave him a plastic pen with such and such a wood turners club marked on it. And he's sitting in the plane coming home and thought, I can do better than that, and so he come up with a wooden version, and it's bloody good. And most people find them attractive, they feel nice, they write nice, and part of the reason for using this Bic refill is they are a very nice refill. Okay, so that's about it, and I'd like to thank Dave for the use of his facility, and I'll see you again sometime.
The plans for the pen, if you feel inclined to make one yourself, are all on the South Auckland Woodturners Guild website, along with 100 other plans that you can download, no charge, and make for yourself. The Guild meets on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock for the formal meeting. The rooms are open from about 5 p.m. onwards, and you can come in under varying degrees of supervision, use the lathes and the equipment, make yourselves known, have a cup of coffee. That's during the school term, Wednesdays, 5 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. So thanks very much, Bruce. Good job.
Appreciate it. Thanks, bye.